My name's Stuart and welcome to the Royal Ramble, a regular-ish show about the happenings and goings-on in the WWE Universe. This week I'll be talking about rising stars, or as I like to call them, men that Vince McMahon doesn't really care about because they don't look like Ryback. I'm talking about this obviously in the context of Seth Rollins' knee exploding during a European tour. Now, the title has been vacated since then and there's an ongoing tournament on Raw. At the time of his knee exploding, WWE did a good job of replacing him in the main event against Kane with Big Show. Okay, not the best option, but they did reshuffle the card afterwards for other events on that tour. Now, the fact that they went with a guy who the crowd have been politely chanting, "Please retire," or more recently, "You fat bastard," demonstrates the fact that WWE needs to make big stars and they need to make them pretty fast. At the moment, they've got one of the richest talent pools that they've ever had, but creative hasn't got a great track record of using that talent effectively, and that hasn't put them in good stead for situations like this. For instance, let's think about who they're going to put the World Heavyweight Championship on next. Randy Orton? Injured. Daniel Bryan? Injured. Undertaker? Half a century old. Brock Lesnar? Maybe, but that would cost quite a bit of moolah, and he doesn't really show up on TV all that much, which you don't really want from a world champion, so probably not. John Cena? Again, maybe. There is talk of rushing him back to the WWE because at the moment he's on a well-earned sabbatical, presumably researching his PhD in thugonomics. Alberto Del Rio? Another maybe, but let's not forget two things. First, he has to wrap up that very important program with Jack Swagger. Yeah, and also he's not actually very good on WWE programming, so probably not. Ryback? Oh, we're not joking. Oh, I hope not. Or Kane? Please, no. So you see, the WWE's established names, they're either too expensive, injured, past it, or the big guy. So ultimately, Roman Reigns is going to have the title put on him. There were rumours to say that this was going to happen anyway at Survivor Series, but with this comes the news that Dean Ambrose, Cesaro and Kevin Owens are probably going to get a push towards the top level of the card, whilst they are lacking in big names. Now obviously, this jockeying at the top means that the lower mid-card guys are going to have to fill a gap at the mid-card level, which is where a name like Tyler Breeze comes in, who, in my mind, is the 2015 version of the model Rick Martel. So Breeze, in my mind, is a rising star, or is going to become a rising star. I don't really get the debate over whether his gimmick will get over or not. Sure, it's a bit cartoony, it's a bit OTT, but it's also really, really good. The only thing that could make him better is if he sprayed arrogance on the crowd, or he wore a badge saying, "I'm a dick." He's a great performer, he's a solid talker, although, you know, Vince doesn't really mind if you can't talk. And if WWE is going to have these OTT characters in this so-called reality era, they have to be very charismatic and or play the trombone or be very, very relatable. For instance, I'm not going to buy into a storyline involving a guy who wears a suit one week and then drags someone to hell the next, not mentioning any names. Kane. I simply can't relate to that story anymore, but I can relate to a guy who... Sorry, I can hate a guy who carries a selfie stick. I hate real people that carry selfie sticks, so it's not too much of a jump to hate a guy on my TV screen who also carries a selfie stick. And also, his program with Dolph is going to benefit both guys hugely. Now, Breeze just lost on TV in this vacant title tournament, which is fine, but unfortunately there was no interference from Dolph in his match or from Breeze in Dolph's match, which he won, which I think is a little bit of a mistake, because this would have given both guys a legitimate gripe going forward in their own feud. So I think it might have been a chance missed. Although there is still a chance that this could happen, Dolph is still in the tournament, so hopefully Breeze will interfere in his match at some point. Now, Dolph is a guy who's been floating around the mid-card for a while. He did get a push a while back, but then he slipped back down to the mid-card. Recently, on a Q&A on his Twitter with his Twitter fans, he said that the most important thing he's realised about being in the WWE is that wrestling isn't important. Which of course isn't true, but even if he is being sarcastic, at least there's a chance that he will put more drama into this angle with Tyler Breeze than he did with the ridiculousness that was Rusev, Lana, Dolph, Lana, Rusev, Summer, Dolph, Lana, Rusev, Lana, where Dolph came off as a giant dick who stole someone's girlfriend and gloated in front of them whilst everyone cheered him on, which isn't a very good message for children. Granted, Summer Rae's still on the scene, but I actually don't mind. She's quite good in her role, so let's forget that this angle between Dolph and Tyler Breeze came about because of that debacle between Lana Rusev, Lana, Dolph, Summer, Lana Rusev. And let's just hope that Tyler Breeze manages to cement himself on the mid-card, unlike someone like Adam Rose, who's a prime example of someone who came over from NXT, but his gimmick was a bit too shallow to transfer to a huge audience as opposed to the small insular audience that is NXT. So now he's just lingering. Well, I don't even know, I haven't seen him on TV for a while. And anyway, so ultimately, let's just enjoy the fact that at some point in Raw and or SmackDown, WWE's production crew has to set up a roped off VIP area next to the commentators table in full view to see. And despite being in full view to see, Dolph is always still surprised when Tyler Breeze comes down to watch his matches. Classic, love it, brilliant. So remember to subscribe and see you again for more Royal Ramble soon.